Hello, everyone. This week is Desk Crit 2, and I'm going to go over the slides I created on Adobe Captivate. This week was a bit of a challenge for me, as usual. I did download the app to my computer so I could create my slides, but I did feel that I had some challenges when it came to some of the different options that Captivate offered. When I watched some of the videos that were online, I noticed they had a few more options or tools than I had, and I wasn't sure if maybe they were using an older version and maybe they changed it, or perhaps it's because I'm going through a free trial right now. Either way, I did have a few challenges, but I'm working through those, and I appreciate any input you could give me at the end of, this presentation. So I'm going to dive right in. I am starting with my first slide. The first slide, I did want to introduce the topic of choice. So it is treating medical emergencies in the dental office. I did, want to include my name, the course number, and give a small summary of what we're going to be discussing throughout the presentation. I'm going to go ahead and press play so that you can hear what I added to this slide to make it a little more interactive and my narration. So I apologize if it's not as sharp as it could be. I would appreciate any tips that you could share.
Hello. Welcome to Treating Medical Emergencies in the Dental Office. We're going to learn how to navigate the most common medical emergencies that occur in the dental office.
So this first slide was a little challenging because I did want to add the beeping to give it that medical feel, but I did feel that you couldn't hear my voice as loudly as I would have liked. I would have preferred that the beeping was a little lower, but as I discover a little bit more about Adobe Captivate, I'm hoping that I'll discover how to do that. So this was a start. Slide 2, I wanted to add a character, and I wanted it to be a medical professional so I can stay with the theme of medical emergencies. I went with, I believe her name was Christina. What I wanted to start the first or the second slide with, I wanted to give a rundown of all of the medical emergencies we were going to tackle or talk about during the presentation. So this one I did narrate, and I listed what topics we have that will follow. So please listen.
First, let's explore common medical emergencies. Syncope, angina, hypoglycemia, epileptic seizures, choking, asthma, and cardiac arrest.
So looking at this slide just now, even reviewing it with you currently, I'm not sure if I should say to continue or not, or I should just leave it at that and it should be understood. I really wanted to include a character that could talk, where I could, maybe use my voice and this character could speak for me, or I could choose a voice. But I wasn't able to figure that out. And I didn't find a lot of helpful tools. I did use the tools provided on Blackboard that Dr. Squires provided to us, but I still was unable to do anything or as much as I would have liked to, because like I said, I felt like I was more limited than some of the other videos I saw. So I'm not sure if I'm missing something perhaps. So let's move on to slide 3. Slide 3, again, I have the same medical professional and I have her questioning. So she's asking the question, what is syncope? And I am going to narrate the slide as well. So I did include my voice in the slide. So please listen to this one.
What is syncope? Syncope is a temporary loss of consciousness caused by a decrease in blood pressure. Syncope is caused by a decrease in blood flow to the brain. When blood flow to the brain decreases, oxygen to the brain also decreases. Any of the following conditions may cause syncope. Heart conditions such as narrow artery or an irregular heartbeat. Medical conditions such as severe anemia, uncontrolled diabetes, or a nerve disorder.
So again, with this slide, I did an entire narration of the slide. Again, I'm not sure that I should, tell the participant to click continue, or it should be just understood. So that concludes the 3 slides that I worked on in Adobe Captivate. I do want to show you the other item I worked on, and this was, let's see, I have my storyboard that I created, so I would like to show you that. And I did the storyboard through Canva. So Canva was the item that I chose to use. So I'm going to go ahead and log on to Canva. And I want to show you my storyboard and how I put that together. Now, of course, I am going to include the link. So I will include that for you when I post this. But I do want you to, I want to go over the storyboard with you and give you a little bit of explanation as to how I move forward with this. So last time, I worked on something. I did work on the infographic. And the infographic was something that I felt really proud of. The only situation is I'm not sure how I'm going to include the infographic in my presentation. I would like to include it, though, because I feel like it's very informative and the videos are connected to it already. So I have, that's what I have listed first. So this is titled, basically, it's an infographic and storyboard for treating medical emergencies. So I combined it. So I just added on to it. So on page 2, I'm going to zoom in on this. This is my storyboard. So I have a slide-by-slide story of how this is going to unfold when I proceed with my presentation. So I have my intro slide, which was what I listed, the picture of a doctor checking the patient with a brief summary of what the presentation would be about. Slide 1, besides the intro slide, I was going to have a picture of a nurse pointing to a list of conditions. This slide will have all the conditions listed. And then what I wanted to do is I wanted to take each condition that I had listed at the very top on that first infographic, and I wanted to give 2 slides per condition. So with syncope, the first slide is going to explain what syncope is and how it could occur. And the second slide is going to include how to treat syncope, and it will also include a video on how it is treated in the dental office. Then we're going to move on to the same pattern with angina, hypoglycemia, epileptic seizures, choking, and also asthma and cardiac arrest. So it's following the same pattern the entire presentation. After I finish with the second slide of cardiac arrest, I was planning on going into slide 17 with an overall review of all the conditions. And after I did my complete review, I was going to move on to a quiz for the participant. So they would participate in a quiz to see what they remember about what they've learned. After that time, I'm going to finish with a strong conclusion. After I put everything together, I'm hoping that I will have a better vision of what I would like to conclude with. But right now, I'm still not completely sure. But again, I would welcome any input you have that would help me to make this better. On slide 20, that's going to be my sources slide. It's going to include final information or written information or links that the participant can go to. So again, I am going to include this link when I post my Descript, so you can take a look at it. But I really hope that you enjoyed watching this video. It is an adventure every week for me because I am new to many of these applications. So I do thank you for your time, and I do appreciate your feedback. Thank you, and I will see you next time.